As you're taking care of your loved one of the main tasks is going to be assisting them with their activities of daily living. What are their activities of daily living? These are cares, things that you do in the morning when you get up and things that you would do to get ready for bed, such as brushing your teeth, washing your face, getting dressed. To strengthen their self-worth and to make them feel good about themselves, you want to focus on independence as much as possible. The more that you start to do these tasks for your loved one, the more that you start to take over, they're going to lose these abilities. So figure out their skills. What can they do? If you set things up, what can they still do independently? This is going to help them to feel like themselves instead of this new diagnosis that they've been given. The key is to use it or lose it. So encourage them to use the skills that still remain and to complete the activities of daily living that they can independently. Something that can be very helpful for you as you're planning a routine to assist your loved one with activities of daily living is to actually do a personal history form. What you can do is take a piece of paper and a pen and you can write down what your routines were with your loved one before they were diagnosed. You can talk about what time did they like to get up in the morning? What time did they like to go to bed? When they did get up in the morning, did they like to go right to the bathroom, hop in the shower and get ready for the day? Or did they need time to sort of putter around? Did they have a cup of coffee and read the newspaper? Because one of the best things you can do for your loved one is to help them continue the life roles that they had before they were diagnosed. So you can write down what. What did they do in the morning? In what order did they do it in? When? Are you an early bird and maybe your loved one likes to get up a little bit later or vice versa? What you need to do is you still need to allow your loved one to get up at the time that they're comfortable at. So write down, do they like to get up at 6 a.m.? Do they like to get up at 8 a.m. or 9 a.m.? And try to stick to that routine. And lastly, how? What did they do? Be as specific as possible, ask as many questions, and you'll have yourself a nice written personal history form that you can then use to continue the routines for assisting with activities of daily living. Your loved one with Parkinson's will move through different functional levels as the disease progresses. The first one, level 1, is going to be when there's not a lot of apparent symptoms. They can still do a lot of their activities of daily living independently with maybe a little bit of setup assistance. As you move through the different functional levels, there's going to be different symptoms that you'll be dealing with at each stage. And as you move through, each stage is going to need a little bit more assistance from you. With the end stage being level 4, where your loved one will likely be in a wheelchair, will need complete assistance transferring in and out of bed, in and out of chairs, and will likely need 24-hour, 7 days a week care. So your job as the caregiver is to go through and match what level your loved one is at. This will let you know how much assistance they need. Are there certain things they can do independently? Are there certain tasks that they can do independently if you set everything up, if you have the correct items there in front of them ready to go? When you get to level 3, are the items there and set up and they can do them independently if you give them verbal cues and one-step instructions? The key is going to be knowing your loved one and their abilities and adapting the directions that you give them as they move through each functional stage.